So, and I also heard you say that you feel as though most or everyone has the potential to get to that point to where they can speak directly with their guides.
Hmm.
So, how would one start that process? Clean slate, just sort of an interest in wanting to speak to their own spirit guides. Um, I'm not sure if maybe there's like a ritual of cleansing your energy or anything like that, but where exactly would one start
It's
this process?
it's different for everybody. I I wouldn't say. I mean, if you feel called to do some sort of ritual, that's
Mhm.
okay. You know, and it should be. This is where you begin to really lean into your intuition. I would say you intuitively ask yourself what feels right for you. Does it feel right to do some type of ritual in some sense, or for me, I'll say it like this: my closest spirit guides are. I have quite a few passed on loved ones actually over the past few years, and they are some of my closest spirit guides. Even this past year, when I was earlier this year, when I got into like a really bad accident. I walked away from it with no like being able to walk, no broken bones, anything, just scratches and bruises. But I was, kind of like jarred or mentally, like traumatized in some sense, or I felt it heavily. And in that moment, like after I got home, I felt the strongest understanding of my passed on loved ones, the closest ones to me, there with me in the room, saying that they were here with me, and I really needed to feel them in that moment, and they were protecting me in this understanding, and they would always be here for me. They were always watching my back, and basically saying, in some sense, that's why I walked away from that accident with really, again, just like a minor scratches and bruises in a sense.
Yeah.
And the understanding of that, though, like as far as like how heavily I felt them, I would sometimes feel them that way just in everything. It's in small things for me beginning to connect. So when I say that, for instance, um, my grandmother is one of those. My mom's mom. I sometimes smell her scent just randomly around me. I could be just in the store or whatever, and I'll smell like the specific lotion that she smells. Or maybe I will hear the way my godmother, who passed away, laughed, or through somebody else, or it's something that reminds me of these energies. So if you are wanting to connect with your spirit guides and ancestors, not everybody's necessarily going to, have this connection of, oh, most recent loved ones the way I have. I've just experienced a lot of loss more recently over the past years, and those energies are very, very connected with me and very connected to my journey. But it could be that you can, if you have passed on loved ones that you do want to be there for you and assist you in your journey,
Mhm.
ask them to, say their name, whatever the case may be, and ask them to send you signs of them, and you could see their names start to pop up everywhere. You could see whatever reminder that is of you. With one of my clients, um, her father started sending her messages through white flowers that, I believe it was lilies. I can't remember, but I knew the flowers were white in some sense, and that was a message that she was receiving. So it could be anything in that sense. All you have to do, because they will never be intrusive. They are here to be of service to you. That's the understanding. So all you have to do is give them permission in some sense. Give them permission to be there, and just to guide you. It's for me. It was as simple as saying, "I'm ready. I'm here, and I'm willing to trust you." In some sense, I trust that you have my best interest and understanding. So lead me. They won't do it without your permission. So that's the understanding. And um, if it's not your most recent passed on loved ones and it's spirit guides, there's different energies that you can connect to.
Mhm.
At one point, I felt really connected to um, a goddess called Kalima. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. Um,
No.
she's I believe it's a Middle Eastern. It could be Hindu. I'm not sure exactly, but she is a goddess that I felt connected to. I felt connected to her energy at one point. There was
Mhm.
another one who was of Nordic, I believe. She was, her name was Freya, and I felt connected to her energy. So all of these different uh, goddess to call energies and things of that nature, those were spirit guides for me as well in the past. And I can't say necessarily now. Mostly it really is that I connect either with my own like family spirit team,
Mhm.
or spirit itself. But there are versions of me or levels of me that did connect with those other spirit guides understandings. And also sometimes spirit guides aren't there with you your whole life. You know, they may be there with you for a part of your journey. They may move away after that. I also have my spirit animal is, or what I consider to be my spirit animal, is wolves. And I have been in moments where I've asked spirit to give me a message or a sign, and it's given me the message of my spirit animal showing up, you know, and the most crazy ways. So it's there if you're willing to ask and connect. And the one thing about it is that remember that it doesn't have to be this heavy, intense understanding. I've felt it in heavy and intense ways, but remember that this energy doesn't want to frighten you or scare you. Life is hard enough.
For
It's
sure.
it's it's intense enough. It wants to be able to give you in the gentlest understanding, and over time, the more it feels you're ready, the more it will give it to you in those bigger understandings. But let it be, like learning your ABCs. What is the basic understanding of how it can connect with you? So think about a comfortable way for you. If you feel comfortable asking it to give you a specific sign, that may be something you can do. Sometimes people do say, give me this specific sign. But if it's somebody that is in relation to your family or passed on loved one, that could be just something in relation to what you remember of them. But I hope that answers your question. I feel like I was saying a lot.
No, you always answer my questions perfectly. That was great. Okay. So that's how you would start. So essentially, so everyone's journey is going to be different, unique to them, and their own
Exactly.
experiences.
We're all
Yeah,
unique, so we're all the same.
yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, so there's no one size fits all. I sort of figured that. Um, and you did mention a few things about your past and your connection and um, things relating to how things relating to your journey not long ago. So I kind of figured that it
mhm.
wasn't uniform for everyone. So it's comforting to know that because there are times that I do notice some of the things that you just mentioned, like
Mhm.
different scents, or I'll just remember certain things between me and my grandfather, for example, when I was a kid. There'll be moments that aren't related in any way, but
Mhm.
just think about it, right? Um, I never really knew what that was.
Yeah.
Uh, but as time has progressed, and I started to become more interested in readings, I started to put two and two together. So I feel like I'm on that path. Uh, so as I connect more dots, it's liberating to
Yeah.
know that this is a journey that I can embark upon as well. Um,
Oh, definitely. I'm glad to hear that. I
yeah.
was going to ask you, where did you feel you were in connecting with your spirit guides and ancestors? I was going to ask you that.
I feel as though I'm at the very beginning stage, uh, where I notice things like we all do, and sometimes we just pass it off just because it doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
And now I'm at the awareness part where there are things that I notice in the moment. I'm like, this is interesting, unique. Why did this happen? How is it related to anything else? And then when I realize that it's not relating to anything else, I try and connect dots, and then those dots usually lead to other times where I just ignored, certain sense or certain ideas or things that just came out of nowhere. Um, and then that's when my wheels start turning, and I realize that maybe I do have a connection to something that I've just been too preoccupied to notice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and definitely intrigued and wanting to know more. Um, as busy as I am, so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at.
Hey, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a question you would like to ask or would like the opportunity to receive a one-on-one session, please check out the links in this video's description to sign up for a free session or submit a question.